This is Chicago. Doors open on the left at Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Chicago.
This is Chicago. Doors open on the left at Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago. Coming from the 606 Media Studios, this is the TCSF podcast with Big Z. Oh, yeah. We got Stevie-B from the No Water in the Weekend. We got JC Fantasy Football and No Sweat Serg joining us again. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us. Episode 186 is brought to you by 606 Media, True Chicago sports fans, and Grit Clothing Company. Don't forget to go to gritclothingco.com and get your official TCSF podcast t-shirts and search for keyword True Chicago and use our promo code TrueFan15 for 15% off your entire order. That is TrueFan15. Get your shirts now. All right, gentlemen, I know it's been a phenomenal week if you're a Bears fan, horrible week if you're a Sox fan, and we'll get into all of that. And if you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, or X, hit that subscribe button. If you're on your favorite podcast app, remember to give us a 5-star review. Remember, you can support the show with a monthly subscription at anchor.fm/True Chicago Sports Fans. Go over there and click on the support button, and you can hit the subscribe button for little
Smash.
There you go. Smash it. For little as 99 cents a month. Come on, guys. You got more expensive vices than us. And in this live episode, the Bears do right by Justin Fields. The Bears trade for Keenan Allen. The WhiteSox don't cease to continue. They don't cease to continue to surprise us with this cheap rebuild. The Bulls continue to reach for 500 despite all of the injuries. And some little bit of Cubs news and stirring the pot. But, gentlemen, it is nothing but Bears. And let's start off with 3 up and 3 down.
I think I'll put.
I'm sorry. 3 and out. Sorry.
Yikes.
Too many buttons.
Too much fun over the weekend, huh? St. Patrick's Day weekend? Was that?
I did. No. I did not do anything on St. Patrick's Day, but chill. Yeah, definitely chill. Gentlemen, let's start off with topic number 1 in 3 and out. Justin Fields' era is over. Are we happy with the compensation? Are we happy that we did right by him? And, all the truthers were out there, and we were the first ones to say he had to go. So, boys, what do you say?
I'll defer to anyone else who wants to go. I'll jump in last.
I'll start. Compensation was not good. I was not personally very happy with the compensation package. Not that we want to ever, wish harm on a person, but we need Justin Fields to play that 40 or 51%, so that we can get that 4th round pick. That's my personal opinion. Otherwise, like I said, not very good compensation as far as I can, say about it.
So, yeah, we end up with a 6. Can turn into a conditional 4th if Justin Fields plays 51% of the snaps this season, which is a very good possibility because Russell Wilson can get hurt or he has really bad play. So he has that opportunity. I also think that, they did right by him, and it kind of speaks to Ryan Poles as a person and understanding that he is in a position to not only better the team, but at the same time understanding that the kid got a raw deal as far as being brought up too soon, having no weapons in the Ryan Pace era. Not the Ryan Poles era, because that's a different era. We're talking the Ryan Pace era where he didn't have the right equipment or the right weapons to be successful. And that includes the offensive coordinators and the wide receivers and the running back and the offensive line. But on the flip side of that, he had enough. And I was just on with Ivan on the Tape Never Lies network. And I did, say that he had this last year, and it was his prove it year. You got DJ Moore. You got Cole Kmet. You got 3 running backs that were really capable of helping you out. You had Darnell Mooney out there in space, wide open all the time. And you didn't make the correct reads. You didn't play to the best of your ability and overcoming some of the obstacles, which were not only that you get hurt, not only that you have an bad offensive line, but it's your job as a quarterback to elevate everybody else in the room. That is your job to elevate. Because if up north in Green Bay, we got the kid who had no name receivers, a bad offensive line, and he threw for 4,000 yards, and you can't do that. It's time for you to go. And I know everybody's upset about it, but it is time for Caleb.
Oh, I like that little segue of Caleb. But we're going to go back to whether Fields deserved it or not. And I got mixed feelings about it because I think he was not given the right weapons. But you are correct, and I didn't even think about it that way, where Love progressed and this guy regressed. Right? He really was not. He's been starting for so many years, and Love didn't. Love really started this year, right? Because he was a backup to what's his face. However, Poles actually did. I don't care about the 6th-round pick because he's saying I don't care about the pick. I'm going to send this kid where he wants to go. He wants to go here. The Steelers. We're going to do right by him. So he sent them to the Steelers. He could have sent them anywhere else, and he could have been a complete. I want to say it, but he couldn't have been an ass about it. He could have just said, you're going to go over here because we're going to get compensation for you. And he was probably going to get something a little bit better. But they sent him where he wanted to go. He wanted to go to the Steelers. Everybody crying about him not going to get a starting spot or being – Wilson signed a year deal. He signed 1 year. He's going to get his time to shine. We're fine where we're at. And your little segue into the Caleb world, what if Poles says, I don't want Caleb? Because Caleb won't give us anything anyways. And I'm saying what if. I'm not saying it's a true reality or whatever. I'm saying I'm playing the what if game. People were getting mad. What if he decides to go a different direction? McCarthy or whoever. He might do. You don't know what Poles is cooking in the damn kitchen right now. So
no, we don't.
We really don't know. But Fields did get what he wanted. Did he really want to leave Chicago? Probably not. Did he get his little weapon with more? Yes, but he did mess up some games at the end. That Denver game, I live in Denver. I live in Colorado. That was garbage ending of a game. He got himself hurt by trying to run and read plays that he couldn't even read. He couldn't read the defense. He did this all to himself. He had plenty of time to get it fixed. He couldn't get it fixed. That is on him. Now he's Steelers' problem. Now we are worried about who's coming in next. And that's where we're at right now. So Fields posed it. In my book, he did right by him. He didn't care about what the compensation was. He just wanted to get him where he wanted to go. Fair. I'm good with it. We're done with it. We're closed with that chapter. We'll see if we're going to get a 604, blah, blah, blah. I'm just worried about who's coming in now. What are they doing? Are they going to move back and get a different quarterback, or are we going to stay and play this Caleb game?
I really think they're going to go with Caleb. I really do think that at this point you're going with Caleb with what you've done. You've set up. I mean, either way, you're setting up a rookie for success. And everyone's been talking about the Caleb versus Justice numbers, and is Caleb, is he mature? Well, he's a lot younger. Of course, he's going to be a little bit more immature. As he took losses to heart. Did he struggle? Of course. No one dominates every single game. He also didn't have the type of talent he had the year before where he won the Heisman. It wasn't up to the same par. So I really think right now, number one, you go with Caleb. As far as 9, you're going to trade down maybe 1 or 2, maybe 3 spots down, recoup, you'll swap a pick and you recoup maybe a second. And then boom, now you can reload, whether it's a defensive lineman, another bookend to opposite of Sweat. And then you have, the ability to pick up another offensive lineman or whatever it may be, maybe a wide receiver. I really think they'll go wide receiver in the second round if they recoup that second pick. So
my question to all of you is, what if? We're just playing the what if game. We all know the 90% sure. Yeah, he's gonna go Caleb. Great, nice. That's beautiful. What if? Bo Nix, McCarthy. What if he decides just to go a different direction? Who do you guys think it's gonna be?
Well, let me go ahead and start off. Here we go. You know what? At this point, I don't know that it's going to be Caleb Williams. It very well could be Jaden Daniels. There's plenty of people out there that are literally saying that he might be the best player against man coverage in the way of film and play and stuff like that. So we'll see. I mean, it's up to the scouts and the talent evaluators and the people in the building at Hallis Hall to figure it out, because this is it. This is your one chance, your one opportunity to finally find that quarterback that is going to be a 4,000-yard passer. Maybe they have some wheels. Maybe they can get some, rushing yards too. But to me, I don't need a Lamar Jackson. I don't need a Justin Fields. Throw the ball. Get the ball to Keenan Allen. Get the ball to DJ Moore. Get the ball to Cole Kmet. Just move the chains. I don't care if it's 5-yard passes as long as it is positive yards consistently moving down the field. To me, Tom Brady, yeah, it may have taken Tom Brady 12 to 14 plays to get down the field for a touchdown.
I love
Who
it.
cares?
But he was not number 1 overall. Brady was like in the 6th round or something like that. Yeah,
he was Mr. Irrelevant. He was the last pick.
So what I'm saying is, like, you don't need a Pat Mahomes, scoring a 60-yard bomb. Yeah, I mean, that's great and everything, but you also need to control the clock a little bit. There's other aspects of the game that come into play. So to me, the bottom line is, I don't know who we're going to draft. It is the assumption that it is going to be Caleb. But at the bottom of the line, we need to hit. And I saw something, I don't know where I saw it, but it was somebody basically saying, like, what if we draft another quarterback at 9? Because at this point, we cannot miss. Like, if we draft 2, the likelihood we miss on both, because the Commanders did it with RG3 and Kirk Cousins. RG3 kind of, because of injuries, went down. Kirk Cousins, he's still playing and still getting huge contracts. So it's one of those, I would not suggest that we spend 2 high picks like that on quarterbacks, but it's one of those where, like I said, I've said it before on this podcast and I'll say it again, draft quarterback until we get it right. And like I said, I'm hoping that Caleb or Jaden Daniels are the guys, and that is who, it comes down to. But like I said, I'm going to leave it up to the talent evaluators, the guys that, Poles works with and Poles himself. They've been doing pretty darn good. Like I said, it's at this point, we took what we could for Justin Fields. Am I happy about a 6th-round pick? No, nobody's happy about that. When the original price we were talking was a 2nd and a 4th. So to get a 6th, it's just like a slap in the face. But again, and I've also heard the rumors and the stuff that, we did right by Justin's, but I saw something from Brad Biggs online today on X that he basically said, like, no, that wasn't the case. There wasn't really that much more on the table from another team like had been previously reported, because they basically said, like, that really didn't factor in, according to him. And he's a Bears insider. So, I would like to think, because he works for the Tribune or whatever. So I would like to think he knows what he's talking about. Like I said, other people have put out there that there was a stronger offer from other teams, which, when I did hear that, I was like,
it's Ian Rappaport.
This is business, I'm sorry. Like I understand, like, we want to do right by a player, but at this point, like, if it's the difference between, and again, I don't know what the other team offered. Maybe they offered a 6th and a 7th.
That's fair.
But
it shows what he's worth in the league. That's where I'm going to go with this, because, not reading defenses, not hitting their first read, not being able to throw 4,000 yards, not running as much this year, nothing but a decrease. And, again, with Justin, it's like, you want him to be successful, you want him to do well, of course, but at the same time, it's like, you're not doing the basic things. And again, with Caleb, if we do draft him at the same time for the draft, it's like, we got to develop the guy. Now he has weapons. Yes, of course. But then at the same time, it's all up in the air again, because we don't know who we're going to draft, like you guys are mentioning. But it just shows what his drafts or what his Justin Fields stock was, honestly, because no one wanted him. And if there was a higher offer out there, I don't know if we'll find out eventually. But Yeah, it just shows that inconsistency, maybe not having the right moves, given all the experience that he had and also the talent that he had around him still, again, not being a leader, not calling up. I mean, there's a great guy professionally, handles himself really well. But, I'm okay with it. I mean, I don't hate it. But at the same time, it was nice with Ryan because he was a former player. He actually met with DJ Moore, I heard, and he asked him what his thoughts were. And DJ Moore expressed to him that, Fields is the guy. And that's right. Business is business. But at the end of the day, it's like he was heard. He was included. And I think that's the kind of atmosphere that Ryan's trying to put out there to make sure all the players know that, like, hey, yes, I'm a player and yes, I'm a GM, but I understand what you guys go through. And that's the kind of thing that you need in the locker room to get people to come in and have a different mindset, that it's not like, hey, we're here just to win this team. And it's not just about the organization. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Well, and to circle back to JC's point, the slap in the face. And a little bit of what we are living in a time where, instant gratification is everything, right? This kid has been here, 4 years, and he's been the starter. We didn't have to send him to the Steelers. We didn't have, Poles didn't have to give him what he wanted. But this is where you have to really look at it as he's becoming the player's GM. Like, oh, maybe we should go to Chicago because he's going to be that guy who might actually give us what we want, or he's going to hear us out. And that speaks in volumes, because nobody wants to come to Chicago originally. Nobody. Let's be honest. Nobody wants to come to Chicago. And now you hear about Poles saying, you know what, I'm going to do you a solid. I'm going to catch a lot of flack from upstairs, but I'm going to give you what you want, kid. I'm going to let you go to the Steelers, and I'm going to take a 6th, maybe 4th round pick down the line, but I'm going to give you what you want because I want to be that GM that works for the players of my team, at least.
So just to close this out, is this just to close out the first down here? Is the Justin Fields trade more like a Claypool trade where he's like, this didn't work, I'm gonna get what I can get, and I'm gonna cut my losses?
No, because if it's get what I get, if it's a get what I get, we would probably sent him somewhere else. Well, we probably really would have got, like he said, a 6 and a 3rd or whatever. We could probably got.
I think a 3rd was offered. I really don't think a 3rd was offered.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. With a 6th round pick, that is definitely get what you can get.
Yeah.
I'm literally sitting here looking at Justin's stats. His rookie season 1870, his sophomore season 2242. His junior season, 25-62 passing. Touchdowns, 7, 17, 16. Interceptions, he did go down. He went from 10 to 11 to 9.
He was also
but sacks, sacks are up, like I said. And then, you tie in his rushing, 400, 1,100, and 657. Touchdowns last year, rushing 4. So 20 total touchdowns, I'm sorry, that's just not good enough.
That's what I'm saying. That's why he's worth that 6th round.
He's never going. He was never going to be good enough.
But here's the problem. If you look at last year, what did Trey Lance bring in? He brought in a 2nd round pick to go to the Cowboys. Yeah. So he didn't
even play that much.
You're telling me, and basically what it is I think it's just teams basically saying, no, we're not overpaying for backup quarterbacks anymore. If we do not deem you as a starting quarterback, we are not trading, because again, what did we give up to get Nick Foles that year? It was a pretty high pick, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it was.
So, this is like a transition in the NFL where teams are basically like, no, you can keep them. We don't want them, hold on to them. We are not paying a king's ransom for a guy that is mediocre. And look, I love Justin. He kept his composure while he was here in Chicago. I'm sure he very well could have complained about the offensive line that he was working behind, taking, 50 and 40 sacks a year. Like I said, there are things that he could have complained about, and didn't. He worked as hard as he could to improve as much as he could, but unfortunately, it is what it is, and we're moving on. So,
that's all fair, but we still honored and sent him where he wants to go. Like, we could have sent him anywhere, and we don't know what those other packages were. We don't know.
I think there's maybe just one other one. I don't think there's more than that.
But again, to me, a 6th round pick is definitely just to me, that's like accepting defeat and being like, look, we're moving on. We're drafting a quarterback. We don't want an issue in the locker room,
right?
Like, and you're settling for a 6th.
I will say this. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I know Jose wants to close this segment out because he's beating me with his BD. I'm just kidding. But going off of what JC, they also did right by him because the Pittsburgh Steelers, I guess, reps are next month in April. So it's like they also did him a solid. Instead of waiting an extra month, they could have waited till draft day. They could have waited the week of the draft. So for him to go and then send them out early to get acquainted with the team, to give him more opportunities to be better with Pittsburgh Steelers, it shows, again, a lot of things about Ryan Poles and him being a player, always
GM.
Yeah, but also thinking of the players ahead. And a lot of people are getting upset because it's business and it's fans first instead of the players. It's all weird, but I just think if everyone's happy, which I'm happy with everything. So
a city divided because
absolutely.
Blah, blah, blah. I'm just looking at I rather my boss be cool and just hey boss, don't fire me. Just put me in the back room somewhere. I want to keep my job. And he's like, all right, cool. I'll just send you over here. That's a cool boss. He's gonna send you. That's basically what he did. I'm gonna send you over here. But for me, in my eyes, it's a bigger picture. But down the road, when we want better players to come to Chicago, that's what I'm looking at. I want to look at the big picture. You're right. It is. When I'm listening to you speak, it is a bit of a slap in the face because nobody else really wanted him and so forth. But I want to look at that big picture. I want to be the one that's being optimistic about it down the line, where somebody's going to come down and say, you know what, Poles, you were that same guy that honored Fields to let him go where and you didn't get shit in return. So cool. You know what? We're gonna play for you. Let's work something out. That's what I want to see. I want to see more of that because nobody comes to Chicago. Nobody just comes to Chicago. Nobody. Sorry.
Yeah, and he kind of did the same thing with the Mac trade. He sent him to a winning team, so he has that reputation already of taking care of players, not sending them, to the bumfuck Egypt, But the idea is that Fields is gone because the NFL did not look at him and say, "Yeah, you're a starting quarterback." Also, I think Ryan Poles, his hand was shown. You got the number 1 pick. You don't believe in Justin. You've shown that. And you're going to take a quarterback. You're going to reset the room. You've loaded up on defense, which is ready to win now. Your offense has been shown to have while you just added more to the offense. You added more weapons. And you don't believe in Justin because you said for the past 2 years, since training camp 2 years ago, you're going to fix his hitch. And JC said that on the show multiple times. They did not fix his hitch.
Yeah.
So
and
now
he didn't draft him. He didn't draft him.
Fix is already broken.
The coaches had said they're going to fix his hitch because he goes here and he brings the ball down and a big old wind up. Guess what? They never fixed it, never addressed it. That should have been the first thing to do. Like, hey, man, we're going to learn how to throw short passes very quickly because our offensive line is like, it's a butter and there's a hot knife coming through. That's the defensive line coming through. Learn how to throw quick passes, shorten the motion. They never coached that out of him. Okay. Or maybe he just said, no, I'm not going to do it. We don't know what happened.
That's right.
Either way, we saw what the production was and it wasn't to what we need. This team is ready to win now. The window is open. So closing out the first down, going into second down, is Caleb your quarterback? If you're the GM today, are you drafting Caleb or who are you drafting? Serge, go. Come on, man.
I'm not a Caleb fan. I am not.
Okay, and that is fine. That's fine. But who are you drafting then?
I'd rather go with. I was thinking McCarthy. I would take McCarthy. I would drop back, give that first overall away, get either McCarthy or Bo Nix, and go there because you're building a talented, you're building this offensive line. You're getting all these weapons. Doesn't really matter who you put back there, right? You're trying to make it look like that. Look what Jordan Love did, blah, blah, blah. So why can't we just go drop back and not spend and get some more picks for that first one and get Bo Nix and McCarthy or like JC said earlier, it doesn't really matter with Caleb because I'm not a big fan of Caleb's. I know my kids like him. Don't get it twisted. They do like him, but I am not a fan. Now, if he starts winning games, I'll be right there and I was wrong. I will be that guy. But I'll openly admit it because we don't know if what you do in college is going to translate into the pros. You don't know, but the Bears are doing things that they've never done before. You're actually getting offensive weapons and doing all this fancy stuff. So it might turn out, but do I really want Caleb back there? Or do I want to drop back, get some more picks for that number one, and then, get my quarterback at 9 or somewhere down the line and just put them, because you're talking about we could just plug and play anyway, right?
So you can, again, that is your philosophy. You're that GM of that team at that point, right? So you're saying you're going to trade back and get one of the later round quarterbacks, and that's fine. That you're playing GM. This is a very quarterback heavy, draft. Will it be what I mean quarterback heavy is that there's a lot of talent at quarterback. Will it be like that next year? Probably not. Probably not. And I think JC talked about it a couple weeks ago that the quarterbacks that are coming up the next crop are not going to be as good as the crop that's coming in this year. Correct. So being said that, yes, can you trade back and get a different guy? Yeah, but when are you going to have the opportunity to have 2 number 1 picks back-to-back years? That is unprecedented, and it's not going to happen again. And Ryan Poles has the most impossible job right now of picking the right quarterback. Last year, he traded a pick, and he wasn't going to get C.J. Stroud, right? They were saying get the kid from over that went to Carolina, right? The little midget, all right?
Not me.
I know you didn't say that, but I'm saying the consensus was to get that kid. The Texans are like, we lost the number 1 pick, but we still got our guy. Thanks, Carolina. And they got a stud they took that team to the playoffs 1 year after winning, 2 games, 3 games, whatever it was.
Right. Yeah.
2 games, whatever it was. That's the GM you need to do. Someone who decides to say, this is going to be our guy, whether it's Caleb or not, really doesn't bother me. I'm just saying all the Caleb talk, all the scouting, all this stuff. If everyone,
my point is still there. You're giving me my point. My point is that you don't need to necessarily get a number 1. You don't need to go number 1 overall on that quarterback. You can get some other picks.
No, but you have the number 1 pick, which allows you to pick any player that you want.
Player you want.
Right?
I see where you're going.
You're at the buffet table. And you got the first plate. So you get first dibs on all the fresh food. So you might as well pick all the stuff that you like.
I don't get fresh food.
Let me get all that shrimp.
Right. If you're a seafood guy, you're putting a bunch of seafood on that thing because it's the most expensive thing to put on the plate. So you're going to load up on that. And I'll come back for a second plate and I'll get the mashed potatoes and corn, which doesn't cost that much. But I'm gonna get the fresh seafood first. That's what you do. You get go for the most.
You can load up. You can load up.
The biggest buffets, man. You start with the crab leg and the prime rib. You don't start with corn.
Yeah, you eat that crab legs.
Corn, you go back later on. You go second plate's corn and mashed potatoes to your side.
Eat the salad bar last.
Yeah,
there's a salad bar.
But that is a very good point, though. I am the GM. I had 2 number 1s over, and I can do it again, right? I can go ahead, slide back. And McCarthy, Bo Nix, Dan, whoever, I can go back and get that guy and plug him in because we've had other successful quarterbacks within years of this league that did not have to go number 1 overall. So why waste it on Caleb Williams?
But not the Bears. But not the Bears.
Right.
Fair.
Yeah, never once.
That is fair.
I think we're at 50-something quarterbacks, so come on.
Right.
Yeah, we traded up
All
to get Trubisky. I remember that.
All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Are you ready for this?
Oh, we're so ready.
I'm on the edge of my seat.
The number 1 pick in this year's draft is traded to the Washington Commanders for this year's first, next year's first, a second this year, and a second next year. For the Bears at number 2 to draft Jaden Daniels. And we got a lot of picks for it. That's my personal opinion. That's what I would do. I don't think Washington will do it because I think Washington at this point now views Daniels slightly less than Caleb Williams. But I think that now at this point, Washington has now said, no, we're good. We don't need to draft up. We don't need to move up. So now you're kind of in a bad spot and you're stuck. Personally, I would have loved to have done that option. I don't think it's an option anymore. So, unfortunately.
What's going to be the
Bears,
pick?
with the number 1 pick, will take Caleb Williams.
Caleb Williams.
Like I said, it's not what I would hope for, but like I said, I think that is what is going to happen. Caleb Williams.
We're all thinking the same thing. Yeah, same. We're all on the same thing. What I would do versus what's actually going to happen are two totally different things.
Yeah, like I said, if I were the Bears organization, I would be on their phone with the Commanders, trying to move back one spot, and I would try and take Jaden Daniels. But like I said, I don't think it'll happen. You know, I think it's the CJ Stroud and like the same thing last year where it was, you know, the Houston Texans just sat there and were like, no, we're good. We'll stay at 2. We're going to get the second best quarterback and we're happy with that. You know, like I said, Patriots and some of these teams, like if they want to hop the Commanders, that's where it's going to get hairy for us, you know, but like I said, I think at this point, Caleb Williams at number 1 will be the Bears pick.
Stevie-B.
All right. If I was GM, I would pay myself more money. I'm kidding. Because I need more money. But no, to be honest, I like the baby blue in someone's jersey. And the last quarterback that got us to the playoffs with the double doink came from North Carolina. Okay, I'm going to go. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that because you know how that turned out. But even though Trubisky was okay. It was fine, but not the greatest. But anyway, again, I'm just going to go with Caleb. I think that's the general manager thing. Name one, you know, first overall pick that actually did really well out of college and wasn't all hype. You could do Trevor Lawrence and do all that mumbo jumbo. I mean, I would rather have a wide receiver, Marvin Harris. I think, I mean, if you're going, your back's against the wall, and again, with so many quarterbacks, and it's a lot of pressure. I mean, I would have to do the draft kind of bust to do that, to feel less pressure. Like I do no one on the weekend. It's a lot of pressure. But yeah, I'd go Caleb. But my only issue is with him is if he's really successful, what's the last quarterback that we've ever paid big money for besides Jay Cutler? No one, really?
That long neck dude that we had.
Yeah, but but first was Khalil Mack. Khalil Mack is the but Khalil Mack is Mike Glennon. Khalil Mack is the number 1 player that we've paid.
Yeah, we pay for defense. We've always paid for defense.
Second one is Jay Cutler. Okay. So if Caleb is really well, and as the years go by, quarterback money is going to go through the roof. Now, do you think if it all pans out, let's say we get to playoffs in the next few years, and then, you know, it goes there, are the Bears going to pay that amount of money? I'm thinking in the future.
We got 5 years to control, bro.
Listen, well, yeah. If Caleb Williams comes out and does what they expect him to do, and if he's a 4,000-yard passer per year, they'll pay him.
Yeah, and that's okay. That is
finally be the first time we have a franchise quarterback. So
yeah, first time and 4,000 yards.
And like I said, if not, we're going to be resetting this team again in 5 years.
And
that's why I say,
na,
like,
na, 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 na. Yeah. So,
yeah,
but
mean,
I hear
about
you.
We drafted Justin Fields. We thought he was going to be the guy. Here we are resetting the team in 3 years after drafting Justin Fields. So, like I said, nothing is perfect. Nothing is for sure. But like I said, I don't know what the third down was, but can we talk about Keenan Allen?
Actually,
let's talk about Keenan Allen
here.
Yeah, the third act was going to be the rush of movement that Ryan Poles is on between signing, what was it today? Signing defensive lineman Byron Cowart, 1-year contract, Justin Fields being traded, agreed to terms with defensive end Jake Martin for 1 year. Dante Pettis being signed for 1 year. Obviously, he is on special teams. Keenan Allen from the Los Angeles Chargers in exchange for a 4th-round pick. I mean, we made
Everett.
a lot of moves. I'm sorry?
Yeah, Gerald Everett, tight end, is a big signing.
That was my next one. Gerald Everett, 2-year contract. DeAndre Swift, 3-year contract. I don't know how to say that guy's name. The linebacker, Amen.
He's special teams. He's a special teamer.
Oh, okay. Offensive lineman Mike Pryor, quarterback Brett Ripken. Explain that one, JC. Explain that one.
Ripien has been with Waldron in the past, so I think it'll be a nice veteran,
Coach.
Like in the QB room that
Kinda
can
like
help agents. Well, to me, like Ripien, I honestly think he'll be like the number 3 quarterback.
Okay.
So like I think Bagent will still be number 2, but like Ripien will be there to like answer any and all questions about the system that Caleb and Bagent have. So he'll basically be a second quarterback coach, someone that can answer questions in the QB room that, is just that veteran you can lean on.
Gotcha.
Because like I said, he's been with Waldron in the past. But like I said, to me, like I said, Poles is pulling out all the stops. I mean, Swift signing, Gerald Everett, trading a 4th to go get Keenan Allen. I would still like to see an extension of Keenan Allen, because like I said, I don't know that we're going to nab a wide receiver at 9. There is still the potential. There's a couple teams in front of us that need wide receiver in the Giants and some of these other teams.
Arizona.
Tennessee has – I'm sorry?
Arizona.
Yeah, Arizona, the Giants, that would still leave 1 for us. But like I said, there's still some other teams that are ahead of us that need that wide receiver, or potentially teams that would jump us to get a wide receiver. So like I said, I was talking with some buddies today. I really think Jared Verse is going to be that guy defensive wise at 9. Otherwise, you're looking at Neighbors and a Dunze there at 9 as well, or Joe Alt or Olu Fashanu at 9. So those are my like 6 guys there at 9. Just depends on how it falls and how everything pans out. But like I said, if we were able to sign Keenan Allen to a 2 or 3 year extension, then to me it's like I don't think we go wide receiver at 9. I think then we look defensive side and we go with an edge rusher. But if not, then like I said, Poles is shoring up everything he can by signing some of these guys to 1-year deals, basically trying to, because I don't know that he knows what's going to happen at 9 yet. So
especially with having them, a little less than 40 million still on the cap to spend. I think that you got players that can still be released, that can still be traded and then released at the draft. So, and with your topic of giving him an extension, Keenan Allen an extension, I think without knowing what's going to go at 9, you don't do that yet. If you do get your wide receiver to who's going to be actually succeeding him at some point, then there's no need to do that because he's 31, 32.
Well, like I said, you extend him 2 years, but really it's a 1-year extension. So you'd have him this year and next year, and then you would let him go after that. like I said, the guaranteed money would be gone by year 3, so you could just cut him year 3. So like I said, I would like to have him at least this year and next year, but we only have him for this year. So like I said, that's why I said like I would like to have give him an extension for, like I said, 2 or 3 years. Because like I said, he's still producing. I mean, Keenan Allen last year was on pace for, I believe it was like 140 catches, 1,600 yards, and like 10 touchdowns. And then he got hurt for like a game or 2 or 3. And he ended up with 108 and 1,243 and 7 touchdowns. So, I mean, that was like one of his best seasons. We're talking 108, 66, 106, 100, 104, 97, 102. And the 1,243 was his second highest in yards. So, I mean, for a guy who's up there at 31, I mean, he's still producing. And arguably he is known as one of the best route runners in the NFL. So
and he's one of those receivers that catches with his hands, and you could throw him. He has a larger catching radius. Mm-hmm. So that's what you want, because if you do have a quarterback that, throws it up at him, just like for DJ Moore, he has a big catching radius. That's what you want. And so I really think that he is a great receiver. I just don't know, because of his injury history, if he warrants an extension yet.
I would give it to him. But like I said, I wouldn't go probably past two years. So
yeah, I agree with that.
That's just me.
I want to know who's going to wear number 13. That's what
Keenan Allen.
My attention.
Keenan Allen is wearing 13.
Well,
it won't be Caleb. Caleb's going to be wearing 0 or 1.
Keenan Allen is on the team right now. Caleb has not been drafted yet, and
so you're giving the franchise to this kid.
I think it's Tyler Scott has 13. So it's going to be whoever pays Tyler Scott the most amount of money to change his number. So,
but does he deserve it? I don't. Hall of Famer
Tyler Scott.
Oh no, Keenan Allen deserves it. Does Caleb deserve it? I don't know. But like I said, it's going to come down to who pays Tyler Scott the most.
Yeah, but at the same time, why pay him? Like, you're giving someone who's
that's how the NFL is. I don't know. The way the NFL is, it might be like $10,000 or something like that. It's not a lot of money, but like you hear all the time.
I want $10,000
about players, selling their jersey number to another player for X amount of dollars, or
a car or something.
Yeah, it's something. Yeah, some Air Jordan special one-offs. Like sneakers or whatever, a barbecue grill. It's always something that gets exchanged.
Yeah,
definitely.
That's my only thought. So
that's your only thought. So you're out of thoughts.
Yeah. This weekend, a lot of brain cells are gone. I'll tell you that.
I can see that. I can see
that.
All right, boys, let's take a quick break. This Bears segment was awesome. We'll be right back with more of our Chicago sports. We'll come back and we'll talk some Bulls basketball. So get ready for that. Here we go.
Hey, true Chicago sports fans, show off your Chicago pride with some fresh clothes from Grit Clothing Company. At Grit Clothing, they create that simple yet classic style that represents that Chicago Southside lifestyle. From t-shirts to hoodies, hats to glassware, they've got you covered. Grit has everything you need to represent your Chicago pride. So do it right now. Check out gritclothingco.com and use the promo code TrueFan15. TrueFan15 for 15% off your entire order. Let me say it again. That's gritclothingco.com and use the promo code TrueFan15 for 15% off of your entire order.
Hey guys, it's Steven.
And this is Sean, and you are listening to True Chicago Sports Fans.
Don't forget to listen to Nowhere on the Weekend. New episodes on Monday. You can find us anywhere you listen to podcasts.
Yeah, so we're going to go do a couple of shots. So let's kick it back over to Big Z.
Thanks, Sean. Well, welcome back to the True Chicago Sports Fan Podcast with Big Z. We got no Sweat Serg in the house, Stevie-B, and JC Dynasty Fantasy Football. It's time to talk a little bit of our Chicago Bulls. You know, we do I have the music here? I should have the music here. Does it deserve a little bit of music, Serge? I think Serge is still quiet over there.
Oh man, he's saying no.
All right, our Chicago Bulls are struggling to get to 500, which will put them into the play-in game, the play-in series, all that stuff, just to get bounced out by the Celtics. They've been playing pretty good considering they have a lot of injuries, with the latest injury this past weekend or past couple 5 days ago, with Kobe White getting landed on and hyperextending that hip. And it looked gnarly. I thought he was done for the season.
Yeah, I texted you and we said the same thing of what we thought it was because we're both watching it live.
Yeah, it looked gnarly. Sir, did you watch that?
You know what I noticed? As soon as he went down, I was just stopped watching, and all of a sudden,
that was before the Clippers game. So if anything, you were probably like, "Oh, free $20 for me."
I was gonna get that 20 whether he was gonna show up or not. So it was good with me.
I don't know.
Gonna be Wednesday, baby. But here's the thing: is that I noticed when Kobe went down, Caruso steps up in the 3-point range.
Yeah.
Did anybody not notice that? Like Caruso was playing out of his damn mind.
That's what a leader does. He's called to it.
Really? Because why can't they all play unified the same way, the same game, true. In the same? Because when one is off, the other one's on. Blah 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 blah.
That's always the case all the time.
Mind-boggling. Vooch is gonna do what Vooch does.
Vooch is a double machine.
My favorite player on this whole team, and I don't give a shit what all y'all think, is Drummond. I don't care what you guys think. Drummond goes out there, does his damn job, and he is spectacular at doing his damn job. Everybody else, like DeRozan doesn't even show up on occasion. You're like, what? Yeah, first half, he's
anything.
Oh, I'm gonna bet 20. He's gonna get 20 points today. Who stops at 16? It's DeRozan.
He didn't have to score that game. It was a blowout. It was a blowout. He was literally dribbling up. He was dribbling up the ball and deferring and making sure the guys were getting into it. He let those guys cook. He let Dosunmu had 35, 36 points. He let Caruso cook. He let everyone else. Vooch had 25 or something like that. He let those guys cook. He can use a night off. The dude had like almost 50 the night off of what he had, the overtime shot.
Yeah.
He got in. Yeah, he had 18 in the fourth quarter or something like that. The dude's been cooking. Let him cook.
But we need to be unified because right now they're playing for the play-in.
Yeah, but I mean, it gives them, motivation instead of just slacking off. I get that aspect, but again, DeRozan's fourth quarter, Ayo played great, scored his career high for 30. I'm gonna do the positives here instead of everything. What I'm seeing with this guy, Ayo, is he is special when you give him the keys to drive the car. I mean, he got a career 30. I mean, that's great for him. I think he's been with the Bulls 2 years and hasn't gotten more than 15, I think, on average. But I mean, at the same time, it's like you're seeing these guys who are shadowed by stars who didn't really want to pass the ball. But now it's like you see Kobe doing really well and what he could do. And then now you saw a little brief moment of what P. Williams was doing, and then he got hurt. And it sucks because it's fighting for his contract year. And then you have all these young, talented guys that are coming up from the Windy City Bulls coming into playing, and you see them in the other game when they were just, it was like varsity, JV and varsity, but you see these guys who don't get any minutes playing hard, right? Because they want to get a spot on the team. But overall, I think there's everyone on that team has something special, but it's finding out who's going to do and be special that night, which is the issue. Again, like how you said, play united at the United
the same way every night.
That's the key.
I got to do my job every damn day the same way, perform.
Well, I mean, today's Monday for me. I usually slack off.
Ah, man.
Not everybody performs at 100% every day at work.
They better.
Not me. Definitely not me.
Here I come. I'm like that guy from with the Randall with the little pad.
This is the ones like, oh, see him on his phone, docked with his little note.
I got you.
I'm gonna go to HR. Let's get this guy
Hold
fired.
on. And if we're gonna go anywhere with this, then let's talk about our very own Chicago, Terrence Shannon. The kid was awesome for last night's game with Fighting Alliance, and they won the championship.
Wisconsin.
So I know we were talking about Bulls, but if we're going to talk about, because we're talking about Ayo and how he won and so forth, he came from the Fighting Illini as well.
Right.
That was all 3 games. They're not going to survive March Madness. But I'm going to tell you this right now: those 3 games, being down by 10, in all 3 games in the second half, and they were plus 200 in all 3 games and betting on them. I mean,
so what you're saying is when they're down, just bet and they'll do well.
No, not in March Madness. They're gonna get cut. They're gonna get cooked, dude. Because you're only relying on one player scoring 35 points. Terrence Shannon is a beast.
I do see them. I see them coming out of the after first matchup. So if we're switch, are we done with the Bulls? Because they're playing right now.
I mean, I just want to go on the note that there was a lot of positives more than negatives, but yeah.
I'm gonna piggyback on Serg. I'm right here talking about like they do not play well all at the same time. If they did, they'd be blowing out teams. Also, we have a lot of injuries. Also, I think Billy Donovan doesn't know how to have a consistent rotation. You'll see John Carter in one day, and then you won't see him for a week. He's forced to play a lot of these young guys. I don't even know who their names are. We got Bittum.
He's great, number 17. Yeah,
he's playing pretty good.
Yeah,
he's doing what he can. He's trying to show out. He's trying to get a contract. So that's the Stevens point. Again.
So when is Donovan going to be on the hot seat finally? Like
I think after the season.
The Bulls,
that's right. That's right.
They gave him an undisclosed extension, so we don't know the years, we don't know the money, and I hate that. And I think in the next CBA, all that needs to be disclosed. You need to disclose what your players, what your coaches are getting paid, and what the contract is. There shouldn't be this secrecy with what you're doing. So, yeah, definitely that. Switching over quickly to the Illini. Congratulations to Illini making it to the dance. We also have Northwestern. The Northwestern men's basketball team also made it to the dance. We have 2 teams going in there. So look out for Serg's.
Northwestern, huh? Bet you they got some motivation.
Man, those poor boys. Leave them alone.
Those poor boys? Yeah, okay.
Those poor boys. Leave them alone, man.
Northwestern would definitely get bounced in the first matchup. But I do see Illini beating their first matchup. I don't see them going after that.
Oh, but who saw when Barkley said that the Bulls?
The Bulls would be an 8th or 9th seed or something like that.
They wouldn't make it through March Madness.
Oh yeah.
I don't know about that, man. I don't know about that either, man.
That's a lot of talking because in the NBA you have grown men, where in NCAA you have children. They're not fully developed yet, and I think with you got Andre Drummond there knocking those kids down, they're not going to want to get up. All right, you put a big boy on them, they're not going to like it.
Yeah, the Bulls couldn't win March Madness. His quote.
Yeah, that's just being facetious. That's just him being facetious. So.
Well, I mean, with the team being hurt the way it is, yeah, they probably couldn't beat a March Madness team. Now, if you had a healthy Levine and a healthy, Kobe and all these guys weren't hurt, I would say no. But
no, there's no way.
Like I said, the fact that we are absolutely decimated right now, yeah, like everybody, like we're barely beating teams. Like I said, like right now, like I don't know how we're beating like teams like the Clippers and the Warriors and.
Oh, we didn't beat the Clippers. Teams. I lost $20.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Yeah, we did.
Let it go, Steven. Let it go. I let it go a long time ago, brother.
I didn't know. I'm just saying that I pay my bets. I keep emphasizing that.
You know what? He did pay the bet, ladies and gentlemen.
I didn't wait like so long to pay a bet. I paid it as soon as the game was like mid-4th, and I'm like,
I don't know who's that in reference to, but I know it's not me.
Serg, send me your Venmo, send me whatever.
That was a scheduling issue. Anyways,
send me whatever.
Shots fired?
Yeah, shots fired over there. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna get my hat because the Cubs ain't winning no 90 games.
Sure.
So let's switch over to the really quickly to the other team on my house on Madison with the Chicago Blackhawks, who I think they have a winning streak, Steven?
They do, but
No,
it's
no.
not a big one. That's for sure. No,
They need to stop that now.
They do.
Yeah,
that now.
they do.
I know
And
the kid had 5 points the other night.
you know what's crazy? Bedard has been playing fantastic, playing lights out. The kid's great. He's a stud. Changing my mind about just buying a player's jersey because I don't do that.
Yeah.
But honestly, I'm considering it. I was at Rally House today, and I thought about it. But at the same time, they're doing what they're doing. It's still fun to go to. I tried to go Sunday. I texted you guys, and nothing happened. But it's just I like the atmosphere, and I like that it's cold in there. I could drink and not be sweating. So
You don't like baseball games, then?
no, I do. I just sweat it out. Hey, I go with you pretty much all the time. I got to go to the north side.
Just
more,
go to a
though.
Sox game in October. Oh wait, that hasn't happened.
No, it has definitely not happened for a
We
while.
chill till October 3rd. All right, you can go to a game in October.
They just don't make it that far.
No, they definitely don't.
Always the Cup fans throwing jabs. Wait till your team gets hurt this year. All right. Speaking
Hurting
of the
your
White
feelings.
Sox, speaking of the White Sox, I didn't want to do an emergency podcast because I was going to be way too emotional. I was going to go off and just probably get canceled by the culture.
No, I live for those tangents, and I want to play the smallest violin for you when you do that, and I just want to be on mute and just
bust it out.
Yeah.
The White Sox are receiving Drew Thorpe, the number 4 ranked prospect from the Padres system. 64. He's ranked 64th in MLB's 100 prospects. Right-handed Jairo Irate, number 7 prospect for the San Diego. Outfielder Samuel Zavala, who's I think is like 7. He's like 19, so he's a kid. And then Steven Wilson. This is just like the Yu Darvish trade. This is exactly the Yu Darvish trade, which is finally coming to fruition for you guys. Steven Wilson's a relief pitcher who probably get flipped at the trade deadline. So they got some prospects, some suspects for Dylan Cease, who's now with the San Diego Padres, who are going to get bounced out anyways in the playoffs by the Dodgers anyway. So
I will say Steven's going to do big things. Not every Steven does big things, but I feel a good reason this one will.
I mean, he's going to be pitching a lot. Yeah, he's going to be pitching a lot. Steven Wilson's in the bullpen, so he's going to get a lot of innings. But I guarantee
he's going to lose $20 on something.
Is his name spelled with a PH or with a V?
It's with a V.
Okay, PH is a total assholes, and I'll say that. Yeah, I mean,
got a player hater here.
No, I only support Stevens with a VEN, not a PH. So, but I mean, whatever it takes, I guess, to get people in the stands. I feel bad for Dylan, but I'm also happy for him.
Why? He went to a winning team.
No, I feel bad that he had to tolerate that toxic energy, and then he's going to a nice, somewhat warm area.
I don't think that the culture is that much better with the Padres. They have issues with each other, and they have money issues. That's why they let go a lot of the players. You got players. Serg don't even play any damn instruments.
We playing that violin, baby?
Yeah, you're playing your violin a little too early. Your season hasn't even started.
But yours ended already and hasn't even started.
It's been over. Mine's has been over. Mine has been over. I've already said that.
Oh man! Can you just play me that song? I want to hear it, man. I just want to hear it. I want to hear it. Should have started the thing off with that.
Is it on the board? Hold on.
Oh my! He doesn't even have it on the board. That's how upset he is.
I got it.
Let's go, 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 we're with you all the way.
Going all the way to the trash can where we belong today.
Oh man, he's having too much fun.
I hope you're stuck in traffic for 2 hours tomorrow.
Oh my god! You know what? I'm seeing people go to opening day who are White Sox fans and they're excited.
I'm not going.
I know you're not going. I'm seeing.
Is empty.
Yeah.
Who are you seeing?
First time in 15 years. First time in 15 years. I'm not.
So there's this one guy that he's a White
Harris
Sox fan.
Crochet has been named the starter for the White Sox, who is our flamethrower. So finally, he's going to be starting for the White Sox. But his innings are going to be limited throughout the season, anyways, because he's coming up.
I say 4. 4 innings pitched. Yeah.
He'll pitch to 5. He'll pitch to 5. It's his first game. They'll let him go a little longer because they'll probably give him rest after that.
Yeah.
But again,
I want to know who's walking into the stadium because every time I watch the White Sox game from here in Colorado,
here we go.
Go seats are empty.
Here we go.
First of all, I can count how many people on one hand are there.
You want to pull up numbers? You want to pull up numbers because the White Sox are not last in attendance. We're right in the middle. We're 15th.
I would say White Sox fans probably have more than Colorado Rocky fans in the club.
No, you know what?
I would.
You know what's sad? The Rocky Stadium gets more of the opposing players' fans.
Oh, I believe. Yeah,
because the ownership sucks, the GM sucks, the team sucks.
It always does.
The stadium is nice though. I'll give them that. But
nice. I've been there. It's like a kind of Cub field because there's bars around the area.
It's
Don't ask me how I know. So
don't ask me how you know.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Sorry, I was having too much fun at Jose.
Yeah, you're over there playing with your instrument over there. So yeah, I think you had a little too much fun.
Playing yellow card over here with the violin. So
Steven,
he loves yellow card as much as I do.
I do.
Thank you. I know. That's why me and you get along so well. So Blackhawks also play yellow card a lot at the UC, so I also love that too. So
a lot of emo.
Oh yeah, emo for life. T-shirt, name of a rock band. Okay, yeah, I got my laughs out, but I do want to talk baseball. One more thing, I sent you guys about Chapman and his inappropriate grabbing. That was crazy.
Oh, the old lady.
Yeah, it was an older lady.
Yeah, I saw something else like on the. Yeah, I saw something else on something today, where they were talking about him groping. So,
but he was in bed with an old lady. I mean,
he was staying there. I guess I don't know the whole dynamic, but then our Marcus Stroman over here. I guess the Cubs knew what they were talking about and not re-signing him because he goes to New York. He gets named the starter because there's Ace. Do you guys know the Ace? Before I say it,
no, go for it.
No, okay. I'm drawing a blank right now. He was with the Astros. I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank right now, and I just had it on top of my head. Anyway, okay. Marcus Stroman gets the opportunity. What does he do? He turns it down. Says, "I don't know if I want to be opening day starter." And that's a slap in the face in my eyes because, like, that's an honor to be named. You know. The actual starter for opening day, don't you think?
Yeah, it's an honor. Yeah, I know. I was
Garrett Cole. There you go.
Garrett Cole. Yeah, I know.
I knew it.
Garrett Cole's always hurt. So
right, and he's hurt. Marcus Stroman, I guess, is the second. He's considered an ace, but hey, he does not want to pitch on opening day. That's also slapping the team's face because
did he say why? Did he say why, or did he say I'm going to defer to Garrett Cole, who's been here longer, who's a better pitcher than me?
Yeah, but he's hurt. It's not like he could pitch.
The whole Yankee staff is hurt between Rodon, Garrett Cole, and whoever else they have. They're always hurt. That's why I can never believe in the Yankees. You can spend as much money as you want and try to buy a championship, but your team is always Giancarlo.
It's not the 2000s anymore.
No,
so the Dodgers are doing the same thing. They're throwing a whole bunch of money and they got a bunch of good players. And they're still not doing anything with it. They'll win a bunch of games.
I'll wait till after this season.
Won a championship in the last 5 years.
But that's what I'm saying. They're buying a championship team, just like the Yankees.
They deferred money the correct way.
I will make a statement at the end of this season and see how the Dodgers go. But
I bet you they get farther than the Cubs.
He's trying to collect the cap.
They get farther than the Cubs. Here we go.
Well, the Dodgers? The Dodgers.
Yeah, they get farther than the Cubs.
Oh, I'd wait for you. That's what happens.
Exactly.
My heart will always bleed blue, and I am an idiot, and I will always root for the Cubs and say
both teams are blue, brother.
The Dodgers. But I'm not going to make a bet. I want to believe in my boys, my baby blue boys.
I'm gonna check my email after I get off the air because I do have a friend, an acquaintance really. I met him on the airplane on the way back from Vegas, and every year he sends me his list of Cubs tickets, and I get first dibs on them. So if I want to buy, so I always buy the Cubs Dodger tickets. So I will let you know what the price point is, boys, and if Serg is going to come into town during that week or season.
If it's in the summer, yes. Sergio does not go to Chicago. I am no pendejo. I am not going in the freaking wintertime with y'all. Nope. Don't care what you say. No.
Last year the tickets were on 420 for the Dodger game. So it should be a little later. I will DM you guys after that. Let's take a quick break and then we'll come back with stirring the pot. And I'll let one of you guys figure out what you're going to stir the pot
Not
with.
it.
A spoon?
That is Serg's specialty. So
Yeah.
we will let's take a quick break and then we'll be right back with stirring the pot.
Hey, true Chicago sports fans, show off your Chicago pride with some fresh clothes from Grit Clothing Company. At Grit Clothing, they create that simple yet classic style that represents that Chicago Southside lifestyle. From t-shirts to hoodies, hats to glassware, they've got you covered. Grit has everything you need to represent your Chicago pride. So do it right now. Check out gritclothingco.com and use the promo code TrueFan15. TrueFan15 for 15% off your entire order. Let me say it again. That's gritclothingco.com and use the promo code TrueFan15 for 15% off of your entire order.
What up? It's Martin Moreno, and you are listening to True Chicago Sports Fans Podcast.
Welcome back to the True Chicago Sports Fan Podcast with Big Z. We got No Sweat Serg in the house, Stevie-B, and JC Dynasty Fantasy Football. Beto just said, I am down. Let's go, Cubbies. Beat those damn Doyers. Hey, man.
That's what I'm talking about.
Hey, man. I'm telling you, I'm coming for you. I got to hold on to something right now because my team is garbage, and I'm not gonna promote the White Sox. I'm gonna talk about the White Sox every week, and as much as they suck. But yeah,
I don't want to see you wear any gear either.
Half my wardrobe is all White Sox.
Well, time to buy some new clothes, I guess.
Spring cleaning. I already got my own spring cleaning. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I was actually told by someone that was watching like the Facebook feed that I need to update my wardrobe. That what I wear on camera is not fashionable. So
wow.
I need to upgrade my wardrobe, I guess.
I mean, I'm always wearing a cardigan or a jacket. I don't know.
I don't know what that is.
I don't think I'm any better.
I'm usually a plain t-shirt guy.
NWA, baby.
Yeah, I guess I wasn't very fashionable. So
more NWO.
Yeah. Just wear band tees, man. Let that be your thing.
Yeah, band tees are great.
Yeah, wear band tees.
I should have wore the Elton John today.
You should have. We talked about it. I was going to wear the starting lineup baseball tee today, but I don't think it was appropriate for work. So
maybe. All right, boys. It's that time again. And you know what time it is. It is time for stirring the pots.
All right. Who picked something out here?
Nobody?
I ain't got
Oh my god!
Oh, man, fine, I'll throw one out.
Talking about unity over here, like the Bulls.
Yeah,
I'll throw one out there. Who are we taking, Jake Paul, or are we taking Mike Tyson?
That's a very good one.
Tyson.
I know it's a long time away before this happens. It's going to happen in the summer.
What are the rules to this fight? Because that has not been released.
I heard some goofy stuff about the rules, but then I heard something that what I heard originally was not true, because I had heard something about like he could tag in Logan Paul, like it was basically like 2-on-1.
This ain't WWE.
I heard some crazy rules.
I heard there's no punching in the face; it's all body.
Well, no,
he's gonna bite his ear off. We're good.
I heard something that Logan was gonna be able to wear like a headgear. Like I heard a bunch of stuff, but
no. It really depends for me what the rules are, right? What weight of gloves are going to use? Are they using the pillows, the 16 ounces? Are they going 14, 12?
No, getting hit by Tyson's getting hit by like.
I was gonna say I've been seeing like all these workout videos by Tyson.
Same.
That dude is throwing haymakers. I mean,
that's how he'd always win with the uppercut,
which is great.
right?
But what's his stamina? And then how many rounds is this? Is it a sanctioned fight? Is it 10 rounds?
I would
or
say
is it going to be an
5 or
exhibition
6.
where it's 5 or 8?
Yeah, I don't think we know all the details yet, but
on a straight up
fight, I mean, Tyson, from what I've seen of Tyson working out so far, I ain't stepping in that ring.
Tyson,
hell no.
I would like to get like a light hit,
like I said,
in the chin.
I
think it's on my bucket list. You know,
you're gonna get flicked in the head.
Stevie, you already got insurance, bro.
You're gonna be like,
no, I do actually. It hit March 1st. Actually, hit March 1st.
You ain't got no insurance.
No, I do. It actually kicked in, and it's funny because I had an eye infection 2 weeks ago. It was the 28th of February. It was bad, and I had to pay $300. I couldn't wait the extra 3 days because I was in pain. And yeah, so now I have insurance. I'm insured, so I'm going to use it to my best ability. So if Mike Tyson wants to punch me, I have insurance.
He'll flick you. You're done.
I mean, I used to do boxing, a couple of years ago, and getting hit in the face. I kind of liked it, but I don't know what that says about me. So I'm not R. Kelly, that's for sure. I'm not that into it. So.
Yeah. Straight up fight, I'm going Tyson. If there's these all variable rules that make it an exhibition, I'm gonna go with Jake Paul because I think Jake Paul is going to run and just wait till he tires himself out. But if it's a straight up fight, I'm going Tyson all day.
Yeah, I go Tyson too. I want to see that guy knock him out.
Unless it's rigged, unless it's fixed, and they gave.
I mean, of course it's fixed. It's boxing. It's boxing.
What if they gave Tyson a bunch of money to take a dive? Do you think he'll do it? Because
I would have to see a good amount of money.
He's doing well with his weed business, and he goes around. He does one-man shows, so he doesn't need the money. He already paid off his IRS debt, so he's doing well. So I really don't think that, but it's kind of a lose-lose, right? If you have a 60-something-year-old man beat you, and he brought you into the sport, right? So he's going to take out Jake Paul. Then it's a huge loss for Jake Paul to be the legitimate boxer that he wants to be. And then if he wins,
I don't know that it is really.
Has been
right.
I mean, a 6-year-old has been that was a world champion for how long? Destroyed guys. Like I'm sorry, like though you watch these videos, the way he is moving, he still has a lot of speed left.
100%. Yeah, I'm looking at it.
Yeah, I hope he knocks him out too, Berto. So
yeah, we're all hoping.
Like I said, it's one of those where, like, I probably will be illegally streaming the fight. But
hey, party at your house? Streaming at your house?
Yeah, we're gonna watch it at JC's house.
Hey, we got
actually, I probably should have bleeped that out. But
allegedly, you might.
Allegedly. Yeah, allegedly. I may pay for it.
You can't be prosecuted for something you haven't done yet.
Wait, say that again?
I said I might pay for it just to see like a good view of Tyson knocking him out. But
who I'd like to see get knocked out? Canelo on an Independence Day from Mexico.
He is on that Mayweather track at this point where he's picking his fights. He's not picking fights to lose. He's not gonna fight. He's gonna dodge as many people. Because I was a huge Canelo fight.
Never once
since he came up.
Once you lose your belt or your title that way, like they can take the belt away from you if you're not taking.
So if you don't defend it within a certain period of time, they can't strip you of the belt, and then they put the interim belt on whoever the number 1 and number 2 contender is, whatever.
Hey,
but boxing is so rigged and it's so diluted at the moment that
her wound is so diluted,
they need Jake Paul. They need all these fantasy fights to bring it to the light. So it's sad, and that's why UFC is the king at the moment, of king of sports, besides football. So
I've been doing pretty well with UFC, so can't.
UFC is pretty good.
Can't lie on my picks. They're actually not my picks, not at all.
I got a serious question, guys.
Okay.
Swift, Simone, or Sierra? We got Chicago, who got Simone. Chiefs got Taylor Swift. And Steelers got Sierra. Who got screwed in this?
I don't know any of them.
I'm going Simone.
Simone.
Bring on Simone.
She coming.
Yeah. Dude, she's out there saying she loves the pizza, she loves the hot dogs, she loves it all. So she's pumped. So like I said,
Jose's smile froze. Jose froze. You there, Jose?
No, yeah, Jose froze.
Meanwhile,
or that's he's just smirking and thinking
Swift
about it really hard.
He's really thinking. He said, "I want Swifty."
Yeah, he looks like a Swiftie, that's for sure.
He does look like a Swiftie there, doesn't he?
So we're not recording right now, are we?
What happened was, and then this happened.
The power's been going out of my building all the time, left and right.
Hey, Jose. Oh, I thought you said, look at me. I'm the true waste I can. Who put me at the top?
No, I think that's how it fell. I don't know if we're still recording or if we're going live still. I don't know how StreamYard works.
Oh, no, that is still
yeah, no, we're still going. It's recording.
Man.
So what
all right, Jose just texted us in the group. Let's see what he said. He said laptop froze. I guess he needs to get a new laptop.
No, man.
All right, so this is another episode of No Water on the Weekend. I will say this. Jose was a guest on No Water yesterday. We shot it. Recorded it, I should say, not did any video, but it was a long episode. My buddy Sean knows how to get under my skin because he talks shit about Marvel, and that's or like really, goes into these tangents of not reading comic books as much as I do. So I thought that was pretty interesting. You guys ever pick up a comic book?
I don't even know how to read a comic book. I don't get it.
I was a huge Spider-Man guy back in the day.
I can't do it.
Yeah, I need to go to Alley Cat Comics. It's in Avondale over there by Lincoln Park, kind of over there. I want to go check it out. There's a comic book shop like a block away from me that I usually go to. Usually I sit at the table and I'll read it. And because like some of these movies I've seen over and over and over so many times. But I mean, I'll read these comic books left and right. I think it's fun. It's something to stop playing video games, I should say. So. Not as much, Bob.
I don't have any fun reading any of that. I look at them like, what the hell am I reading?
Yeah.
Well, if you guys don't mind, I gotta hop off. I gotta go do something right quick.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah, no, you're good.
Great episode.
We'll just end it like this.
Be back on in a minute. Yeah.
No, we'll end it like this. Be good to each other for the love of sports, I guess. We'll see you next week. Thanks for joining us.
Blah blah WhiteSox.
All right. Well,
have a good night,
we'll
guys.
see you next week. Have a good night, and yeah, go Cubs, I guess. So, right. I guess we leave the studio now. I don't know how to close this out. So,
I think that's on Jose. Stop Cam and leave studio
like
on
walk
mine.
out.
So.
It just shows our background and we just walk out.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see you next week.
But we're not getting paid enough for this, brother.
Have a good one.
Wait, we ain't getting paid shit.
All right, bye, guys. Oh my God. Or Serge, you stay on. I don't know. You're on the show. But I'll see you guys next week. New episode of No Other Weekend is out, so be sure to check it out. Serge, it's all you, man. Do what you need to do. Have a good night.
I'm close up shop. Y'all left me the keys.
You could have the keys, man. It's not my building. So.
Y'all messed up. Y'all left me the keys. I torched this place down. Like, where all the groupies at? And
hey, get whatever you want. Use Jose's credit card. Do the most.
I'll
see you guys next week.
He's tapped out. I saw his credit card.
I'm tapped out like
he ain't got no beer
one of
money.
the Paul brothers. So see you guys later.
All right, brother. All right, so that ends this segment of what the hell are we? True Chicago sports fans and the 606 media group and everybody else. But he's gonna cut me out anyways. I know how Jose operates, and they're gonna let me keep talking because I will ramble my ass off. So, anyways, y'all be good to each other. Have a good week. We'll see you next weekend. Bye.
All right, folks, we had a little bit of a technical difficulties with my laptop literally shutting down in the middle of the podcast. But thank you, everybody, for listening. A big thank you to our sponsor, 606 Media, True Chicago Sports Fans, and Grit Clothing Company. Don't forget to go to gritclothingco.com and get your official TCSF podcast t-shirt. Go over there and search for keyword True Chicago and use our promo code TrueFan15 for 15% off your entire order. That is TrueFan15. Get your official shirts now. Check out the rest of the 606 Media lineup. That is the No Water on the Weekend podcast with Steven and Sean. It is a pop culture forward podcast that dabbles in funny trivia, film, television, music, and Chicago-centric news and happenings. New episodes every Monday, Tuesday-ish. They're a little loose on their deadlines there. You can also check out my new adventure, my new show, Intoxicated with Big Z. That is available every 2 weeks at the moment. And it's dropped. Episode 3 is dropped with Nikki Gomez, a model, photographer, actress, beautiful soul. Go ahead and check that out on the YouTube, on Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your podcast. We are available on that. Shout out to Ronesh, Panic, Serious Beats, and Custom Made for the beats we played on today's audio version of the show. Check out paniconthebeat.com for your moment, merch, and gear. You can find us on social media. Check me out at BigZ_606 Media. You can find us at True Chicago Sports Fans on Facebook, on Instagram, all that stuff. You can email us at truechicagosportsfans@gmail.com. And for everybody who's gone at the moment, I am Big Z. And we'll see you next time for episode 187. And until then, be good to each other for the love of sports.